Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday, and what a wacky Monday it's been. So, welcome back to Day Trade with Tony's 2023 Small Account Challenge. Not so small account anymore. Well, it's a lot smaller than it was when we started this morning. We've managed to create quite a substantial drawdown on the small account. In that we've lost 45% of our equity position. Now, you should never be risking 45% of your equity position. I don't care how volatile the stocks are. If you've got a small account, you should never be risking 45% of your equity position. In fact, you shouldn't be risking 45% of your equity position full stop. Rule of thumb is 3%. And if you want to trade aggressive, then of course I'm looking to grow the account by 5%. So I'm going, okay, max loss should be 5%. So 45% is just terrible trading from my point of view, and that's how I started off today. It was just terrible across the board. I lost 20k with the small account, then I lost more than that on the main account, and finished substantially in the hole today. So then we traded again a little bit later, and we didn't have such a bad day as it started off, but it was the markets, particularly the finance sector, the banks. So you may recall that on Friday, we saw Silicon Valley Bank enter into liquidation. And on top of that, we got another couple of banks were just ceased trading as well. So we've now got a situation where there's a bit of a bank run in the industry going on. We found that we had First Republic Bank was down 72%. It went from kind of $82 at close of business on Friday. And I came in this morning and opened my trading station, and it was under $30. So it was just selling off, and it moved up, pull back, moved up, pull back. It was just selling off. So I got in short. It was easy to borrow. Still, short sell restrictions. So it's difficult to get in, but I've found a workaround on the platform, which allows me to take a short position relatively easy on short sell restricted stock. That's a different conversation. And I got in for 2,500 shares. And it started off, it was break at 27.50. So it broke 27.50, so I went in for a sell at 27.50. It came back, collected me, and then it carried on going. So I gave it $1, and I added another 2,500 shares short. So I'm 5,000 shares short. That's an average of $28. And it just consolidated for the best part of an hour. Just sideways, not doing anything underneath the VWAP. So I'm kind of thinking it's underneath the VWAP. It's looking weak. It's not breaking the VWAP. It's tested the VWAP a couple of times. It's not broke the VWAP. I had in my head what I was prepared to lose, and I then decided to hold on to it a little bit longer than I should do. So yeah, I mean, let's just go through the actual details, shall we? So this is First Republic Bank, and I will zoom in a little bit here so you can see what actually happened. So you can see here, it sold off hard, kind of over the weekend, and then we started getting this. This is a 5-minute chart because it was quite a long trade, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. So it pulled back up, got rejected at the VWAP there and there, pulled a bit further down. Back up, broke the VWAP and then pulled back. It moved up to the VWAP, rejected again. So I thought, okay, as it breaks new lows, I'll get in. It broke new lows, and I went short. And then it came all the way down. I could have taken some profits there, but then as it pulled back, I added to the position for short again, and then it just consolidated, as I say, for the best part of an hour before it then broke out. So I covered. And I went long as it broke the VWAP, and it pulled back. So it was just one of those. Whatever I did, it did the opposite. I just had the Midas touch in reverse, so I ended up losing $20,000 on it. And we had starting position today was just over $45,000, so we're losing 45% of our equity on this stock. I was in way too big. Given the size of my account, I was in way too big, looking for a big payoff, and ended up with a big loss instead. And that's the lesson you've got to take from this. That's the lesson I've got to take from this, is that particular pre-market, swinging for the fences with your very first trade, it's more often than not going to go your way. So let's get a few base hits racked up, get the, all the bases full, and then if you manage to hit a home run, great, you can bring home the bacon. So unfortunately, it is what it is, and we've lost 45% of our equity. So we're in a massive drawdown. We had a big day on Friday, massive day on Friday, shorting the Silicon Valley Bank on Friday, and we did over $10,000. So we've given that back, and then some besides. So we would not even come close to having a $10,000 day before. Now we've had a $20,000 loss. But I mean, let's take a quick look at this, shall we? On the actual statistics. So this is the loss that we've got there. But let's look at the reports, and let's just clear this off. So we've got the full. You can see here. Since we started back in January, we've had no one. The first few weeks we didn't even have. It was a small gains, granted, but it was a small account. Started with $2,500, remember, and then we had our first red day was here for just under $1,000. Then we had another red day here with just over $1,000, and we're doing really well, growing the account. And we've had a couple of big days, $5,000 almost there, almost $4,000 there. Big green day there, $10,000, followed by this stupid me getting greedy, trying to capitalize on the volatility of these banks, and losing $20,000. It is what it is. However, you look at the equity curve, and you can see that we're still profitable on this small account challenge. We're just no longer profitable in March. So let's look at the actual reports themselves from a detail point of view. We'll come back down here. You can see here that we made $3,000 and we made $22,000 in February. We are profitable in March. Well, that's okay. So we've still got time. Made $22,000 in February. We've made $2,500 in March. So unfortunately, we've got a big drawdown to recover from, which is it's not even. We only had 2 losing days before today. I guess it was inevitable. Red days are inevitable. What wasn't inevitable was the size of it today on the small account. So it's just one of those days. We've got to take it in a stride. It's knocked us back pretty much the whole month. It's 2 weeks worth of. I mean, if you look at the equity curve here, when was the last time we were at this level? Was this is 2 weeks worth of trading. So the beginning of March was the last time we're at this level now. So 28,500, 28,700 on the 1st of March. So yeah, we've just basically wiped out all of March's profits, pretty much. So unfortunately, we're in drawdown and we've got to get out of that. So where are we in total on the challenge? Still $28,000 in profits since January. So I'm not too despondent on that. It's still a good growth on the account overall. Let's look at what that does to March as a whole, and you'll see ridiculously we're averaging in March $290, so not great. So we're effectively doing $2,500. So we can grow our account again. We're going to have to grow our account again. So let's go back to the goal was to get it to $30,000. We now need to get it back up to $30,000. If we can get to, today was day 39, I think it is. So I think the challenge now is 50K in 50 days. Let's see if we can get 50K in 50 days. We did get over 50K, but we just lost it. So we're up 50, no, we're 48K, I think it was in profits that we worked. So not quite at 50K. That was yesterday. So if I just put a, what's today's date, the 13th, and if I put that in there before today, we were 49,000. 50K in 50 days. That's now my challenge. It's slightly, it's off a $2,500 account. So we've now got we've got to get another 22K in 10 trading days, not 11 trading days. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can do it. 50K in 50 days. That's the challenge from now on. Okay. So we go again tomorrow. I'm happy. I'm not despondent. I got to a point where I was very upset this morning, shortly after the open, because of the way I traded the pre-market and the open. And then I got on a couple of trades that went my way, and I managed to get green on the day, not just in my main account, but also in total. So I'll be dropping that along with the trades that I took. I'll be dropping that video shortly. In the meantime, take it easy, and we'll do it again tomorrow, an hour before the market opens. So that's 8:30 market time East Coast. It's 12:30 here in GMT, or in Dublin, or in the UK, obviously because of daylight saving in the US. So come join me tomorrow and we'll do it all again. In the meantime, take it easy. Good night.